If your car is using more gas than normal, it doesn't always mean the fuel injectors are bad or that the engine needs an expensive repair. Many times, the real cause is a sensor that is still working but sending an incorrect signal. Because of this, the computer may not turn on the check engine light, while your car continues wasting fuel without you even realizing it. In this video, I'll show you 3 sensors that can significantly increase fuel consumption: the MAF sensor, the MAP sensor, and the TPS sensor. You'll also learn what power supplies they use and how to test their signals with a multimeter. Stay until the end, because replacing parts without performing these tests can make you waste even more money. The first sensor is the MAF, also known as the mass airflow sensor. This sensor measures the amount of air entering the engine. Using this information, the computer calculates how much fuel needs to be injected. If the MAF is dirty or sends a reading that is lower or higher than the actual airflow, the computer may enrich the air-fuel mixture and increase fuel consumption. A faulty MAF can cause loss of power, black exhaust smoke, rough idle, hard starting, and a strong gasoline smell. However, it can also cause nothing more than high fuel consumption without turning on the check engine light. Depending on the vehicle, the sensor may have 3, 4, 5, or more wires. Some receive approximately 12 volts, while others use a 5-volt power supply or reference voltage. They must also have a good ground and 1 or more signal wires. This is why it is important to check the wiring diagram for the specific vehicle you're testing. Set your multimeter to DC voltage. With the key on, check the power supply between the positive power wire and ground. Then check the ground by placing the red multimeter lead on the battery positive terminal and the black lead on the sensor ground wire. You should see nearly battery voltage. To test the signal, keep the sensor connected and back probe the connector. On many analog MAF sensors, the signal may be approximately 0.7 to 1.5 volts with low airflow, and it should increase as more air flows through the sensor. You can also remove the MAF sensor from its housing while keeping it electrically connected and measure its output signal. Carefully place your mouth or a clean tube near the sensor's air inlet and gently blow through it. As airflow increases, you should see the voltage increase. When you stop blowing, the voltage should drop again. Some MAF sensors operate using a frequency signal instead of a conventional analog voltage signal. In those cases, you'll need a multimeter with a frequency function or an oscilloscope. The second sensor is the MAP, or Manifold Absolute Pressure Sensor. This sensor tells the computer how much pressure is inside the intake manifold. Using this signal, the ECU calculates engine load and adjusts the amount of fuel being injected. If the MAP sensor reports more engine load than actually exists, the computer may inject too much fuel. Most MAP sensors have 3 wires, a 5-volt reference, a ground, and a signal wire. With the key on and the engine off, verify that there are approximately 5 volts between the reference wire and ground. Next, measure the signal wire without disconnecting the sensor. At atmospheric pressure, many MAP sensors will show approximately 4 to 4.8 volts, although the exact value can vary depending on altitude and vehicle design. For a simple test, remove the MAP sensor but leave it electrically connected, measure the signal, and gently apply vacuum with your mouth at the sensor port. As vacuum increases, you should always see the voltage decrease. When you release the vacuum, the voltage should quickly and smoothly return to its original value. If you apply vacuum and the signal does not change, gets stuck, jumps around, or takes too long to return, first check the 5-volt reference and ground. If both are correct, the sensor is probably faulty. Also, inspect the MAF hose or passage, because a blockage can cause an incorrect reading. The third sensor is the TPS, also known as the throttle position sensor. The TPS tells the computer how far the throttle plate is open. If its signal indicates that the throttle is more open than it actually is, the computer may interpret this as the driver requesting more power and increase fuel injection. A conventional TPS normally has 3 wires, a 5-volt reference, a ground, and a signal wire. With the key on, first confirm that there is 5 volts of reference and a good ground. Next, place the positive multimeter lead on the signal wire and the negative on ground. With the throttle completely closed, you will normally find approximately 0.4 to 0.8 volts, although the exact value can vary depending on throttle body design. Slowly open the throttle plate by hand. The voltage should increase smoothly to approximately 4 to 4.8 volts at wide open throttle. The signal should not have any sudden jumps, voltage drops, or dead spots. If the voltage disappears or changes suddenly while you slowly move the throttle plate, the sensor may have internal wear. On electronic throttle bodies, you may find 2 TPS signals that operate in opposite directions or correlate with each other, and you should never force the throttle plate without first checking the manufacturer's procedure. Before replacing any of these sensors, inspect the wiring, connectors, grounds, and check for vacuum leaks or unmetered air entering the engine. Also, only clean the MAF sensor with a cleaner specifically designed for MAF sensors. Having the correct power supply doesn't guarantee that the sensor is measuring correctly. That is why you should always test the sensor's signal and verify that it responds properly to changing conditions. If these tests helped you figure out why your car is using so much gas, subscribe to the channel. Here, we learn how to diagnose car problems using real measurements instead of replacing parts by guessing.